Alright, fellow lords and ladies, time to take a look at the final episode of the day, which is No One. So, beginning in Bravos, the acting troupe are once again performing The Bloody Hand with Lady Crane, playing Cersei mourning the death of Joffrey. However, unlike the previous version, it is edited as Arya proposed, with Lady Crane's Cersei promising revenge. After the scene, Lady Crane walks off stage where she sees Arya, nursing her injuries at the hands of the Waif, and seeking refuge with Lady Crane. Arya is then threatened by Crane, and they have a brief conversation. Arya is then treated by Lady Crane, and they have a brief conversation about what they're going to do in the future. They're mocking her on the fate of a rival actress, Bianca. Lady Crane asks Arya to join the play company, which is going to Pentos. Arya warns Lady Crane about dangers that will be coming to both of them. Finally, Lady Crane tries to give Arya the milk of the poppy, which Arya first rejects but accepts after being told that sleep is the only way for the wound to heal. The following morning, Lady Crane is sitting in a chair, fetching some medicine from a high shelf, when she sees a man in her room. Arya wakes up, startled by a crash. She finds Lady Crane brutally murdered, apparently impaled onto the legs of the chair she had been standing on. The man turns out to be the Waif, who rebukes Arya for not carrying out her mission so that Lady Crane could have died less violently, and now she has come to kill her. Arya leaps out the window and flees into the streets. She rolls on her wagon and flees into the bathhouse, but is unable to outrun the Waif, who was closing in on her. Arya barely manages to stay ahead and rolls down a broad flight of stairs, overturning several baskets of vegetables in the process. Landing hard, Arya's wound reopens, and she flees into an alleyway. She uses her bloody hand to leave a trail to a doorway, luring the Waif into a darkened room that is only lit by a candle. The Waif soon catches up with her. Closing the heavy door, the Waif tells Arya that she could choose to die on her knees or on her feet. Arya rises to her feet, retrieving a needle from its hiding place under a blanket. With one quick slice of the needle, she slices the top of the candle, and the room is plunged into total darkness. Later, Jaqen enters the Hall of Faces to find a trail of blood. She eventually finds that Arya has murdered and ripped off the Waif's face and stuck it onto one of the shelves. Arya also gouged out the Waif's eyes with her sword. Arya then confronts Jaqen, who admits sending the Waif to kill her. It then tells Arya that she has finally become no one and has passed the test to join the Faceless Men. However, Arya corrects him that she is Arya Stark of Winterfell and that she is going home. Jaqen responds with a nod and a barely perceptible smile, and Arya walks away. In Meereen, in the streets of Meereen, the Red Priestesses preach that Daenerys Targaryen has been sent by the Lord of Light to end slavery. Tyrion Lannister and Varys enter the marketplace where they debate the merits of Tyrion's hiring of fanatics to keep order on Meereen. Varys is leaving on a secret expedition because Daenerys needs friends in Westeros. He parts with Tyrion about reaching the docks as his expedition will not remain secret. He was seen with the most famous dwarf in the city. As he leaves, Tyrion corrects him, the most famous dwarf in the world. Later, Tyrion meets up with his advisors Grey Worm and Missandei at the Great Pyramid of Meereen. He offers to share drinks with them to celebrate the resurgence of the city. When they express reluctance, Tyrion convinces them to do it in honor of their queen. Grey Worm complains of the taste, while Tyrion boasts of starting up his own vineyard once Daenerys has conquered the Seven Kingdoms. He asks Grey Worm and Missandei to tell jokes, but they do not know how to. He makes jokes about Westeros lords, but Grey Worm expresses puzzlement and it becomes clear that he doesn't know what a joke is. Missandei explains, then realizing she is enjoying the wine, she tells her own joke about two translators. Tyrion feigns amusement while Grey Worm says that it was the worst joke he has ever heard. As the others react with confusion, he reveals he is making his own joke. Missandei laughs, and Grey Worm himself smiles. Before Tyrion can tell another joke, they hear the sound of bombardment. Looking out of the ramparts, they see a large fleet of ships from Astapor, Yunkai, and Volantis. Missandei tells Tyrion that the slavers have come to reclaim their property. By evening, the slavers' fleet are using trebuchets to bombard the city, causing much damage to Meereen. Admitting that diplomacy has failed, Tyrion lets Grey Worm take command of the battle. Grey Worm proposes defending the pyramid instead of fighting on the beach. At that point, they hear movement on the roofs. Diverging out to the balcony, they discover that Dany has returned with her dragon, Drogon. Anyway, in King's Landing, Carboy informs Cersei that the faithful militant have been permitted entry to the Red Keep, and they demand to see Cersei. Among the faithful militant is Lancel, who tells Cersei that the High Sparrow would like to speak to her in the Sept of Baelor. However, Cersei refuses, even when Lancel warns her that it was a command and not a request. Cersei retorts that the High Sparrow promised that she could stay in the Red Keep until her trial, to which Lancel replies that no such promise was made. Once Gregor threatens the faithful militant, Lancel tells Cersei to order him aside or there would be violence. Cersei refuses to let the King's Guard stand down. One of the faithful militant proceeds to attack Gregor in the chest, penetrating his armor, but Gregor seems unharmed. In retaliation, the King's Guard rips off his head, forcing Lancel and his men to stand down. Later on, Cersei, Qyburn, and Gregor enter the throne room to find a large crowd as there was a royal announcement. Cersei asks Kevan Lannister why she was not informed. Kevan bars her for standing beside her son and tells her that her place was in the gallery with the other ladies of the court. Cersei reluctantly takes her place there while the other women hurry aside, not wanting to be near her or Gregor. King Tom Baratheon starts by saying that the crown and the faith are the two pillars that hold up this world, and should one collapse, so does the other. He also says that the Father judges them all. If they break his laws, they shall be punished. He announces that Loras Tyrell and Cersei's trial will be held in the Sept of Baelor on the first day of the Festival of the Mother. After much prayer and reflection, he also announces he has decided that trial by combat will be forbidden in the Seven Kingdoms, calling it a scheme made by those who want to escape true judgment from the gods, and that Loras and Cersei would stand trial before seven septons, as it was in the earlier days of the faith. As the king leaves, Qyburn tells the shocked Cersei, who had been planning on calling for a trial by combat with Gregor as her champion, that his older birds have been investigating an old rumor that she had told him about, and was found to be much more than a rumor. Anyway, and finally, in the Riverlands, several men, including Gaddens and Morgan, members of the Brotherhood Without Banners, who took part in the massacre of the villagers, are exchanging jokes over a campsite fire. While joking about sex, the four men are set upon by an axe-wielding Sandor Clegane, who has come to exact revenge for the murder of the villagers. He kills two of them before they can react and dispatches Morgan after a brief scuffle. Sandor then brings up his axe with a powerful swing and buries it in Gaddens' groin, spilling his innards on the ground. Sandor demands to know where the one with the yellow cloak is, and gets a "fuck you" in response. The Hound points out that those are terrible last words and gives him one chance to do better. After one aside, Gaddens calls him a brunt, and Sandor remarks that Gaddens is shit at dying before cutting him down. Later, Sandor stumbles upon a forest where he finds that 7 members of the Brotherhood, including their leaders Beric Dondarrion and Thoros of Myr, were in the process of hanging Lem and 2 other renegades for the role of the unauthorized attack on the Riverlands village. As the 3 condemned men stand up blocks and nooses around their necks, Sandor explains that they killed his friend and therefore he wants to kill the men himself. Sandor wants to inflict a harsher death upon them than hanging, but Beric stops him. Out of respect for Sandor's loss, Beric agrees to let him kill 2 of the men. However, Thoros refuses to let him butcher them. Sandor complains, pointing out that in days gone by he would have killed all 7 of them to get his way, but ultimately agrees to simply let them hang. Wondering that having them hanged is too quick, Sandor kicks the blocks from under the feet of 2 of the men, including Lem. He takes Lem's boots for himself as the body is still twitching. Beric kicks out the block of the 3rd man. After the executions, Sandor joins the Brotherhood for a meal by the creek. Beric suggests he should join up with the Brotherhood, that they are fighting for a greater cause and that cold winds are rising in the north. Sandor is skeptical of their chances of success and distrusts them due to his earlier acronymous encounter with them. Beric recognizes Sandor as a warrior and tells him that they are fighting against things that they can destroy all life. It then tells Sandor that it's not too late to help. Meanwhile, Brienne of Tarth and Podrick Payne travel to Riverrun to deliver Sansa Stark's letter to Brynden Tully. Upon arriving, they discover that the Lannisters and Freys are besieging the castle. Soon, they are surrounded by several Lannister horsemen. Brienne tells them that she has come to see Sir Jaime Lannister and that she has come to return her sword, Oathkeeper. While Brienne speaks with Jaime, Podrick was waiting in the camp. When he suddenly put in a chokehold by an unseen figure, it was revealed to be Braun. The sellsword is jubilant to see Podrick and playfully rips him about sex and his fighting skills before Braun offers to give Podrick a lesson in dirty fighting. The kind that he will really need, not the formal kind that Brand is giving him for 2 hours a day. Jaime and Brand meet discreetly in a tent. While Brand has found Sansa, the situation is complicated by a bounty that Cersei Lannister has placed on Sansa's head. Brand tells Jaime that she has come to secure Brendan's help in seeking reinforcements for a campaign to retake Winterfell from the Boltons. This is not possible because Jaime is laying siege to Riverrun. Brand convinces Jaime to let her negotiate with the Blackfish so that Brendan and his men can leave the castle at night to travel to Winterfell. Jaime agrees to grant Brendan safe passage, but says that he has to surrender by nightfall. Brand also tries to return her sword, Oathkeeper, because it was lent to her because the use that it was lent to her for has been fulfilled. Instead, Jaime tells her to keep it because it is hers. She reminds him that, should she fail to get the Blackfish to surrender, her oath to Lady Catelyn Stark would compel her to fight against Jaime. Clearly moved by his admiration for her, Jaime replies, "Let's hope it doesn't come to that." Brienne and Podrick enter Riverrun to negotiate with the Blackfish. However, Brendan refuses to relinquish his ancestral seat. Random tells her of her oath to his grandniece Sansa and shows him Sansa's letter. While sympathetic to his grandniece, the Blackfish is unable to help. Brandon tells Podrick to get a maester to fetch a raven and send a message to Sansa, telling her that she failed to secure help from Brendan. Later, Jaime visits the captive Edmure Tully and apologizes for the conduct of the Freys. Edmure is still to fight and insists that his uncle will not surrender Riverrun. Jaime then informs Edmure that he sided his son with Rosalind Tully. If Edmure can convince the Blackfish and the garrison to surrender, he offers to allow Edmure and his family to live in a comfortable exile at Casterly Rock. He also offers to give Edmure's son a proper education and some lands when he comes of age. When Edmure denounces Jaime as an evil man, Jaime responds that he will let the gods decide. Edmure then asks Jaime how he sleeps the night after all the bad things he has done. Jaime then recounts his time as a captive of Lady Stark and how she struck him with a stone. Despite her hatred for him, he came to respect Catelyn for her undying love for her children. Jaime then compares Catelyn's love for her children to Cersei Lannister's love for her own. He then reiterates that he loves Cersei so much that he would kill any Tully that stands in his way. Jaime then issues his final ultimatum to Edmure. If the Tullys do not surrender, he will catapult Edmure's son over the wall and kill every Tully who stands between him and Cersei. Jaime leaves Edmure to make up his mind. Edmure extremely accepts Jaime's offer and walks back to the castle with a torch. He announces himself as the rightful lord and convinces the guards to lay down the drawbridge despite the protests of his uncle Brendan. The guards obey Edmure because they have sworn an oath of fealty to Hoster Tully and his son. The guards over the drawbridge and Edmure enters the castle. Back at the Lannister Frey lines, Lord Frey criticizes Jaime for losing their most valuable hostage. Once inside, Edmure climbs the ramparts and orders the Tully garrison to lower the drawbridge and to surrender to the Lannisters and Freys. Jaime and the Lannister and Frey hosts then march to the river and occupy the castle, draping the Lannister and Frey banners over the walls. Edmure then orders his men to find and put the Blackfish in chains and hand him over to the Freys. However, the Blackfish has already escaped, and when the castle exits, he helps Rain and Podrick into a boat. Brienne tries to convince Brendan to come along, but he insists on not running away from this fight. He tells Brienne to continue serving Sansa and assures her that she will do a better job of it than he has done. As Brienne and Podrick escape, the Blackfish stays behind for a final fight against several Lannister soldiers. On the ramparts, Jaime is informed of the Blackfish's death, and sees Brienne and Podrick rowing away on their boat. He quietly waves goodbye, to which Brienne waves back. Aww. So overall, I think this is a very interesting episode, and yeah, it's kind of sad as to what happened to the Blackfish because I really, really liked him, but hey, at least also Daenerys is back in Marina with Drogon, so there's that, so yay. So overall, I give the episode No One 3 Iron Thrones out of 5. But anyway, 2 more as we wait to the next episode, Battle of the Bastards. Oh yeah. So until then, remember everyone, winter is coming.